I'm Patrick Lancaster, and right now we're in the Kursk region of Russia. And Russian forces have captured what appears to be a 105 millimeter NATO weapon. It's exactly what came supplied to Ukraine by the United States. What country exactly? But it's NATO. It has NATO writings all over it. It's NATO 105 millimeter artillery that's been used to attack Russians on Russian soil here in the Kursk region, and Russian forces, the veteran battalion, has taken it from them, and now it's going to be headed to the proper locations and be reverse engineered for Russian purposes. All right, and now we've come across this 105, and now we've been shown this 105 millimeter artillery gun, cannon, if you will. We looked around at it and found the marking says NATO 105 millimeter. We'll show you, take a closer look. You tell us, comment below what you think exactly is the name of it, any information you can find. Let us know. But this is going to be also reportedly, and we're told, reverse engineered by Russian forces to be used against Ukraine and whoever else in the future. So, NATO 105 millimeter. And here we are in a captured Western supplied military vehicle that was given to Ukraine, that Ukraine brought across the border into the Kursk region of Russia and used on Russian territory against Russian forces. It appears to be, I believe, German. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But here's the instruction manual. We can take a closer look at that. It appears to be what's in German writing here, if I'm not mistaken. But here we've got the control panel and much more. And we're told this particular brigade, the veteran brigade, has about 18 pieces of NATO supplied or Western supplied military equipment that they've captured from Ukrainian forces here in the Kursk region, and they're going to be transferring to the proper places, the commander tells us, where the equipment is going to be reverse engineered and used to help in the war effort against Ukraine, and basically re-engineered or reverse engineered for Russian forces purposes. So we're going to have a look at several of these pieces of equipment. We're going to take a closer look at this one and see if there is any actually running. They all, destroyed. This isn't too bad of shape. But we're just going to get as much information here on the ground as we can. So please like, share, subscribe. Remember, we're totally independent crowdfunding journalists. Support our work with the link on the screen or in the description. Go down and subscribe to my Substack blog now. We've got so much more to come. Instruction manual. In German, yeah?
Looks like. At least it's in German.
And we can actually see here the fiber optic cable. Looks like fishing line that is all over the battlefield now. It's from the fiber optic drones. Maybe we'll put this out of commission.
Позывной «Панда». Данный вид техники был эвакуирован из той самой пятерочки, которую так рекламировали натовцы, укронацисты. Было забрано оттуда и в дальнейшем будет направлено нашим инженерам на изучение, как, что, наши недочеты.
Скажи, пожалуйста, а много вообще техники было эвакуировано, в единицах? То есть, я понимаю, что часть была уничтожена, а бросили там много они?
Очень много, побросали все, и даже некоторая техника не подбита, они просто бежали оттуда.
Скажи, пожалуйста, ну а если не секрет, то вот порядок цифр, грубо говоря, вот у вас хранится сколько вот единиц примерно хотя бы, если можно сказать, натовской техники? Ну, это десятки, сотни, тысячи.
Я не могу такое говорить, но так вообще. Ну, нормально. Хранится.
All right, so comment if you know what this one is. Now we're gonna go right next door to this one and have a look around here. It's not the same. It's different. Yes. Or yeah, it's definitely different. Patrick Lancaster, and right now we're standing between two pieces of Western supplied equipment that was given to Ukraine by Western countries. That one has English lettering on it. This one has a different language. Comment below what you think they are. And now we're here in this undisclosed location where Russian forces, particularly the veteran brigade, is going to be showing us almost 20 of the huge pieces of military equipment that they have taken back or were taken from Ukrainian forces that NATO gave to Ukrainian forces. They did this in the Kursk region of Russia. That's where we are. So Ukrainian forces brought these NATO equipment across the border and attacked attacked Russia on Russian territory, and Russia beat them back and took this equipment. This is the news. I don't make the news, I just show you. And I show you what's happening here. I document everything that's happening. Regardless what side of the conflict you favor, you deserve to see things on both sides of the line, many different perspectives. Don't just watch my reports, watch reports from all across the sources. Get as many perspectives as possible. Please like, share, subscribe. Remember, I'm a totally independent crowdfunded journalist. You can support my work with the link on the screen or in the description. Go down and subscribe to my Substack blog. We're out.
Чья-то не знаю, чья.
Ну это же до 20, да, по-моему?
Нет, до 30.
Seems this might be Soviet as well. Russian, Ukrainian. 100%, comment below. Yes. Uh-huh.
Так, стоп. Я не готов. Так.
Это что это?
Это?
Да.
Страйкер.
Ага. Это США, американец, да?
Совершенно верно.
Смотри,
Был когда-то.
там еще вон компьютер, он прям американский флаг.
Давай, давай. Пожалуйста. Alright, so now we're going to get on this American Striker and, from what I understand, take a little trip. Now this is journalism. I'm showing you what Russian forces are displaying in the media. I can see this anywhere else.
День добрый.
Это что?
Это БТР Страйкер.
Будто ездить, да?
Ну, если надо, можно проехать.
Ну, как сказать?
Можем стронуться, если хотите.
Alright, so we can see this cage here above the Striker. This isn't necessarily to keep things in, but actually to keep things out. To keep out kamikaze drones that will hit the equipment and explode and damage it or destroy it and kill the people inside. Now, you'd think this little cage netting, actually, even just fabric netting wouldn't do much, but what it's for is just for the drone to hit here and then be detonated and explode before it hits the actual shell of the equipment. So just to put that little bit of a neutral zone, you could say, in between what explodes and what has people or is the actual equipment. Because they don't care if this cage gets destroyed. And actually, here's a piece that looks like it probably had an incoming at one point. Yeah, that looks like there was probably a drone hit there. Что вы сделаете сейчас?
Я еще пытаюсь подкачку включить. Потому что еще до конца не разобрались сильно. В прошлый раз она закачала колеса, потому что клеили. Колеса пробитые были. Вот одно приспускает.
Если это американец, как вы понимаете, как сделать это?
Ну как говорят по-русски, методом тыка. Пробным. Один тумблер нажали, попробовали, нет, не пошло. Второй тумблер нажали. И так разобрались. У нас должна сейчас вот эта лампочка загореться, что колесо спущенное, и включится подкачка. Все, включилось. Вот, видите, загорелось, что подкачка колеса. Немножко оборотов добавим ему. А, щас. Оборот шестерки, молоток есть. В машине молоток есть. Поставим целый рабочий. Потом не спит.
I'm documenting the news of what has happened, how Russian forces has taken control of these pieces of military Western equipment. They have also displayed many of these military equipment, including a Stryker and others, in Moscow and other countries or other cities around Russia. All right, so right now we are on this American-made Stryker that was taken from Ukrainian forces by Russian forces, and it is going to be reverse engineered now.
Посигналить надо. Буксует?
I'm Patrick Lancaster. Right now, I'm on an American Stryker that was taken control of, captured by Russian forces from Ukrainian forces, and now they're taking it to be reverse engineered.
Потому что мне зеркала вообще...
Давай влево.
Да, потихоньку.
как это есть, как это, ну, если верить, как русский техники, это, какая разница?
Ну, на российский как бы управление посложнее чуть-чуть, потому что она как бы сделана более-менее пожестче, чтобы понятно было. А так здесь, что по включению немножко непонятно, но разбираемся. А так нормально. И в плане обслуживания, как бы импортное, что все под заказ надо будет. А российская техника, большинство есть в магазинах, спецтехники, там, сельхозтехники.
Какой лучше?
Наш, конечно, российский.
All right, so we showed you what we can here on this American Striker armored vehicle, and now it's said that Russian forces are going to be reverse engineering it. As I said, we've done everything here on the ground to document the situation without exploiting anything, but just documenting the news and what's happening on the ground here in the war. Because this is history and needs to be documented to the fullest amount possible. Please stick with us while we continue to document this history of this war. Regardless what side you favor, you need to get as many perspectives as possible, and future generations need to get as many perspectives as possible. Please like, share, subscribe. Let's show the world what the Western mainstream media is not showing them. Get all the pieces of the puzzle. Think for yourself and then make your own opinion. I don't have all the information. I'm not always right. I'm not always wrong. No one is. Please like, share, subscribe. Think for yourself. Think outside the box. Это все Striker тоже, да?
Это страйкер, ну вот насчет колес спрашивал кто-то.
Колес порванные.
Это Striker, да?
Да.
Много Striker. Самый большой Striker, да?
Страйкеры, да.
Вот это страйкнутый страйкер.
Да, Брунолт. Ну это не новый, точно. French armored vehicle. So what are we seeing today? German, French, American, Polish, possibly, Swedish, possibly. Comment below if you can identify some of the things we saw or some of the things maybe we misidentified. Let us know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. Ну это что?
Не знаю, думал, вряд ли.
Блять, это М113, по-моему, все-таки.
So it's either a Bradley or an M.
Не, у Брэдли там гусеницы другие немножко.
Okay, so it's a
Брэдли такие вот.
maybe an M13.
Она понял, не песками, сейчас закидана была, мы просто подстреляли.
Burned out. Comment below if you know what it is. Some massive amounts of equipment here, huh? It's my understanding that Russia takes the captured NATO equipment and reverse engineers it and uses it against Ukraine and NATO. Is that the case, or how does that process work?
Ну, я так думаю, что Россия тоже хотела эту трофейную технику изучить, давала команды вытаскивать определенную технику для изучения там, технических данных, там, то все, вооружения. Но когда мы ее вытащили, эту технику, эксперты приехали, посмотрели на нее и поняли, что это бесполезная старая техника, которая уже в наших военных условиях она бесполезна. Ну, БТР, который одним выстрелом FPV, она сгорает. Это разве военная техника? Это же не военная техника. Ну, потому ее не забирали на определенные там экспертизы, там всякие там разработчики, инженера, а просто будем ее увозить на базы, где она будет стоять как трофейная техника определенного подразделения нашего. Так.